most of my day over the past 6 months, let's call it, is really spent communicating to predominantly Americans in the United States who are asking me what's really going on in China. And it's great to have these conversations, but there is also just so much content that's being created discussing China. It's good, it's bad, it's a lot of times wrong. And me as one person, I can do what I can do, but it's difficult to get the message out. So more recently, I've changed my approach. And when people call me up and they say, well, what's going on to China? The first thing I tell them is, okay, number one, this wonderful American expression, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Meaning, whatever you're reading, whatever your content you're consuming, it's never as good or as bad as you may be reading. It's number one. Number two, and I push hard on this, I tell them, get on a plane and come see for yourself. And, it's literally halfway around the world, so. But the interesting thing is, it's so easy to come here now. Okay, the Americans, maybe not as easy, but it's still easy. You can come here on a transit visa. I think almost every country in the world either has visa on arrival or transit visa. So again, if you're an American, as long as you're transiting through, let's say, Shanghai, you're able to spend, I believe, 10 days in China. It's great. So the argument that I make to everybody is just come and see for yourself. And look and see look and see and take the experience as you would see it and come to your own impressions. And I will share with them, I said, in every instance of people who have done this, who I've met with, every single individual, every man, woman that I have talked to has said, this was nothing what I expected. They had all left China with an extremely positive, I would even say beyond positive, but a bit of a shock of what experience being in China was for them. Now, it's interesting though, because what I will also share with them is, don't go to Beijing. Don't even go to Shanghai. This is what you want to do. You want to go to Shenzhen, you want to go to Hangzhou, and you want to go to Chongqing. Now, maybe go to Chengdu, maybe a couple other places, but what I think is super important is for those individuals that are coming maybe for the first time, or more importantly, most of the people I talk to, they used to come to China regularly, but they haven't been back, as I've mentioned in other videos, they haven't been back in 6 years. And I think we all know the amount of change in 6 years when it comes to China is massive. So I explained to them, get on the plane, fly to Hong Kong, cross the border, go to Shenzhen, look at Shenzhen. Maybe take a train from Shenzhen to Chongqing, and then fly from Chongqing to Hangzhou. Because these cities are probably some of the most dynamic and really more representative, I think, of the Chinese experience today. Shanghai and Beijing, great cities, don't get me wrong, but those were the cities you would have wanted to go to 10 years ago. And if you're really trying to get that unique China experience, that's where you want to go. So the opportunity is really there. But as you probably can also imagine, I get, yeah, but I hear it's really hard. Everything you have to get is your own phone and all the apps and so on and so forth. And they're not wrong. But what I have noticed, and what's been super fascinating, is it's changed in the last 6 months. There was a period where if you had a Zhifubao or a WeChat payment system, they said you could put your foreign credit card on it, but it was difficult. I mean, I worked with my sister, my niece 4 or 5 months ago. It was difficult. That has completely changed now. The integration between Western credit cards and these Alipay and WeChat systems is flawless. That's number one. That's great. But here's the real change that I've noticed. Didi, Dazhong Dianping, all of the main apps that you need to use, if they're not already in English as an option, you'll find that on the home page, there's a button that says translate. So you can hit translate and you're like, it's all in English now. So the seamlessness of the experience as someone who's a non-Chinese speaker is far easier than just 6 months ago. And again, for me, it's also a reflection of the dynamism that is China, which is, okay, we want the foreigners to come, make sure these systems work. You know, Ant or Alibaba and Tencent are running around trying to get these things to work. Didn't work at all. But they didn't just say, okay, we put it in, we don't care. Every day they got better and better and better. And now, again, if you're a foreigner, you know, you don't necessarily need to have a local SIM card. You can come here and have a fantastic experience using your phone and, you know, enjoy it. So the overall, you know, I'm done talking with groups about, oh, we read this in the newspaper, we read this, and China's that. And I said, look, maybe I'm not here to try to convince you of anything. Just get on a plane. I promise if you get on a plane, just come out, not for work, just come out and enjoy yourself. I promise you, you will leave with just a great experience. And thus far, all the people that have done that, even I've been surprised at how positive they are leaving the country. So that is primarily what my job is right now, is just to try to convince people to buy an airplane ticket and come visit China.